Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the finest Dawn of War Unification cast this side of East Yorkshire. And today we've got a 1 versus 1 on Blood River. Playing on the top side as the Praetorian Guard, we've got Kyle. And playing on the other side as the Fallen Angels, we've got Coucoula. Coucoula will be opening up a singular squad of Zealots and a cantonment, whereas Kyle is going to go fight a couple of irregulars, a convict squad, and a soldier's mess. So we have the Push Boys ready to make all the noise up against the sly and mysterious Fallen Angels. And what a mysterious opening this is, going for a singular capping unit and then going into a cantonment, which I assume, because we're on Blood River, and Blood River is well known for being a bit more of a rush kind of map, we might see a bit of a rush build. Maybe a couple of jumping lads to come on over and smack around the guys on the northern side. And Kyle has gone for the Soldier's Mess. It's not Orc opening, he's just going to go for the regular sections to do their wicked and foul business. Now, I don't think we've ever seen the Praetorian Guard up against the Fallen Angels before. Fallen Angels are a very interesting faction. All their zealots basically act as kind of like a quasi, how would one say, Imperial Guard side of things. So, and then the other half of the unit roster acts like a regular Adeptus Astartes, Chaos Space Marines-esque kind of faction. So it's a bit of a hybrid, so we'll see how they go. I'm going to go for Marine Veterans instead of some jumping, in fact, double of them. Interessant, he says, as the French would say. Let's see how this works out for them. We'll make their way on over, straight on forward. And the Praetorian Guard do struggle maybe sometimes on the defensive, as their listing posts don't have much in the way of shooty bits. There's some boomy bits there with their AoE bombardment, if you can hit them there. Always a bit difficult to hit them. The Martini Henry rifles of the regulars do a lot of damage, but do take a little bit of time to set up. As you can see here, there's a little bit of a loading time. So the Praetorian Guard definitely prefer to be in a much more stationary manner, and those irregulars, the poor Welshmen, been brought down very low very quickly. And just being regular men, the pith helmets don't exactly work very well in the 41st millennium, but they look cool, so, you know, that's what they wear. They hide inside the regimental statue. I'm able to fire outside of it as the chap on top starts spinning around. Now, I do believe you need to get the upgrade for the bombardments before they're able to bring them out. Although I could be wrong, it's been a while since I've played and seen the Praetorian Guard being played. And my memory, once you get to my age, boys and girls, isn't exactly the most sophisticated of all things. But yeah, people just hiding on in the centre of the buildings. More regulars are coming out. And the Marine Veterans are a bit lost for things to do, really. They're trying to see if there's any plasma generators to bash, but there's none of that, I'm afraid. It's just men and meat. And they're all hiding inside, so they can't really do much. Although are the convicts dead? The convicts are dead, so no one's building that up. So that's just scaffolding.
Good work, good.
And big men in aprons being unshifted, undeterred by the guys in red. Comes a Lieutenant Colonel, which always acts best in a supporting capacity. Able to keep the lads in good stead, giving them the increased accuracy when he casts guide on them. Can also make them run a little bit faster if they want to. But actually, the Marine Veterans have been separated a little bit. We've now got a strong line of men firing away. That'll be one squad wipe right there for you. And these they've even just stopped firing. They just don't know what to do. They're a bit confuzzled. Like, hang on a minute. We killed all the men. Why haven't we won yet? That's because there's plenty more of them where they came from. Like a colony of ants. You kill one, and just more will come to see what was going on. And etc, etc, ad infinitum. Marine Veterans now just hiding inside the scaffolding. That won't do them any favours. Now just got 3 models left over. So it was a good push, but, I mean, there's just not much else that they could really kill, was there? Not much at all. Convicts now going to come over and finish off building that building there. And the Marine Veterans are going to hide in the corner, which, again, won't do them any favours. Should really just run this way. Safety is this way. Can't hide in the corner. And just, I mean, they're all standing in the river and the negative cover, so they're actually taking a lot more damage than they should otherwise necessarily take. But almost another potential squad wipe here. But they do manage to get out of dodge just in the nick of time. What's going on in the base? We do have triple warpsmiths, for which has built up their anchorage. If you're unfamiliar with how the Fallen Angels work, they do it teching up a little bit differently. They can either tech up like a regular faction, or they can... Basically, this is like a Googling centre. Imagine like these guys have got like some sort of software engineer inside, and every like 5 minutes or so, they Google something and then gain another percentage in intelligence. That's how the Fallen Angels work. They just Google things until they figure things out. And they can tech up that way if they want to. The more of these they build, the quicker they're able to do that teching thing. And so they can get tier 2 and 3 tech without actually having to pay for it. Which is something, but it does not look like that we're going to see that today. Everyone's just going for their usual normal things. Regular sections will be coming to do a bit of poking and prodding. Getting a bit of the old revenge right there. Although similar situation with the Marine veterans. Not built for really doing that much damage to buildings. So it will take them a while to make their way through the sentry post. And the Warpsmiths, if they really wanted to, they could come over and provide some firing and melee support. As they do have commander armor. They are quite beefy in a combat scenario. And that looks like what's going to be happening. A mighty purple power axe. And a wee little power arm? Building arm? Whatever you call it. Looks pretty cool. Can high-five people in the face with that. But currently at the moment, the map is split up even Stevens, although the Fallen Angels have managed to capture their relic and put up a sentry post on it a lot quicker than the Praetorian Guard have, thanks to the early game aggression. That's now just hiding into the heavy cover, just in case these ones want to push out. Kyle's currently got to take an old victory countdown on the go, so we'll need to see the Marine veterans come out to do some decapping. And over here, the war will be contested as everyone else is over onto this side, but when they see... Is this 2 squads? Yep, it's 2 squads moseying on this way, so actually no, they're just going to completely ignore it. Just thinking about alternative ideas. It's fair enough. Ah, there we go, the Zealots are going to do the decapping. That makes a lot more sense. Praetorian Guard getting some scans in to see exactly where things are. Now going to come in for a second push. There's a lot of lads have gone for... No, they've got nothing in the way of munition stores, so no upgrades for them. And one Marine veteran squad does not a happy defensive system make. Another squad wipe there. And the sentry post will be continued to have a whistling down kind of scenario going on. Triple repurposed warp generators. So potential for some tier 2 shenanigans. Soon current economy is 104 and 30 compared to 80 and 30. So yeah, that was not a... That's not what the Fallen Angels really want. To be this far behind economically at this stage of the game. But those Warpsmiths definitely bringing home the pain, all armed with plasma pistols. And throwing in the grenades as well. Praetorian Guard were standing quite firm, but that's just way too much in the way of DPS for them to deal with. Tier 1, always a bit of a weird place for the Praetorian Guard. Much happier in the later stages of the game. They have built up a couple of Orc bunkers for defensive reasons, and Tier 2 is on the way, just about to finish. Got the munition stores as well for any weapon upgrades. I assume when Tier 2 finishes, it'll be a double plasma gun kind of scenario for them. Unless, of course, they want to be a little bit spicy and go for a flamer instead, which I can't see why they would. There's a replacement regular section and a aid section. Right, okay, so no vehicles. I assume vehicles. But no, you were going to go for some more generators. And I guess you're just souping up your infantry. Or bunker. Firing away. Regimental statue. Potentially going to go and throw down a bombardment. Although, we've got them very low. There we go, look at that beautiful stuff. There's a little bit of damage, but not enough to really shut these guys away. The statue goes down. The Fallen Angels have taken a bit of damage. A couple of Warpsmiths added. Oh, no, just the one. There's still 2 left over. And who are you? Who died there? You were just a regular Fallen Angel. Fair enough. Just a regular lad. Feeling a little bit sad. He's left dying on the floor. But now the Fallen Angels have the potential to close that economic gap by capturing another relic. Could really do with upgrading these... Ah, there we go. You're upgrading your sentry post now. Also fix this one as well. Although, mind you, I suppose he sent his Warpsmiths on a journey, so can't really go back home and repair things, can they? Regulars pushing up just a little bit of tentative little looksy look. Firing at negative cover there. Again, not feeling this. Fallen Angels thinking that they can do a little bit of a pushback, but half the fighting force are busy capturing a relic. Another Warpsmith goes down. And the Praetorian Guard could certainly start pushing out if they wanted to. Here comes a standard bearer, which acts as a squad cap increase for the Fallen Angels. Got to make sure he stays alive. Guide being casted. He falls down. A sad time once again. Thankfully, there's another standard bearer. I assume vehicles for the Fallen Angels would be the way forward if they get into Tier 2. Tier 2 is on the way for them. Just bringing a whole smorgasbord of standard bearers. For why, Coucoula? That's my question. No one goes down. Oh dear. That's just throwing them into the meat grinder. We now have got a Gatling gun team ready to set up once again on the left-hand side. Going to see a Barracks level 1 and a target finder. So maybe super infantry for the Fallen Angels as well. At the moment, no one willing to push in or push out. Praetorian Guard definitely prefer standing still, as mentioned earlier on. I'm going to try and coax them into a bit of an engagement with their Gatling gun team. But no, the Fallen Angels just say, no thank you. We've got other fish to fry. And I suppose if you know they're going to set up over there with all that, with all those Gatling gun teams, may as well just go around them. I mean, that makes sense. Coucoula has also got that countdown as well, so the Praetorian Guard will have to respond to that at some point. Convicts coming over to, I mean, just look at the relic. They can't build on it. They're just looking at it. Remembering times long gone. Here is the Griffin 4 pattern vehicle forge, which I don't know why that's a different name than it usually is, but it is. And the Griffin heavy mortar carrier. So general purpose artillery. Not super long range like you would normally see. They do a fair bit of damage to heavy infantry. Here comes the Marines, and they've gone for melter guns on both of their squads. So actually, this Griffin mortar carrier will be up shit's creek without a paddle, without the infantry being there for support. There he is, spawn on the other side. Trying to chase after him, get a few licks on him, but managed to get out of dodge relatively harm-free. And I mean, oh, you've got halfway through killing that vehicle forge. May as well finish it. But that, yeah. The massive damage brought to bear. But plenty of gubbins that they can be firing at. There we go, the vehicle forge is down. Also, these plasma generators, which are very small in comparison to the plasma generators of other factions. Coming in, getting that damage done. Praetorian Guard have now moved their infantry back on over, and this is time for these guys to fall back. Could have done a lot more economic damage, but yeah, it would have probably been beneficial for them to not to focus on the vehicle forge and instead gone for the regimental statues. But I suppose when the job's halfway done, you may as well finish it off. Still quite expensive to repair or replace that vehicle forge. We're going to fall back in a defensive posture around the central post. Over here, we've got a small squad of zealots going up against a large squad of irregulars. Also got a Gatling gun team ready to set up. And this is not going to be a happy time for the zealots. A slow turnaround before they open fire. And it's like mowing the grass. They fall down with nary a second thought. Was it overkill? Absolutely. All good fun in the end. It's a rhino transport to reposition these guys a lot more effectively. And they can actually... Oh, there's a couple of vault bunkers down here. Don't know if this is the right idea for Kyle. Setting up static defense is always a little bit touch and go. Especially when you can just basically deleted in this kind of manner. Praetorian Guard, they're going to respond by just pressing onto the relic on the right-hand side, which I suppose makes sense. Won't be able to keep up these guys, but the Rhino transport has gone down. What killed you? Was that just a focus down by the Gatling gun team? I'll go and finish him off. You're so close to killing him. He's there. He's there for the taking. I'm going to try and kill this dude. Not sure what the plan is here. Coucoula has just thrown tactics out the window. Thought, damn these irregulars. We'll take them out. I mean, at least that Gatling gun team member was dead. And soon to follow with this team as well. Bit of an odd engagement there. The Warpsmith coming over. And he'll probably want to get out of dodge ASAP. Going to see a Dreadnought for punching the Griffin Heavy Mortar team. And to be fair, at the moment, there is no anti-vehicle stuff from the Praetorian Guard, so a couple of Dreadnoughts would not go amiss at all. You have the Scout Major with his sniper rifle and his skull friend with... Oh, you've got like a little Little horns. You've got a pipe. Is that a pipe as well? No, you never got a pipe. It looked like you had a pipe in your mouth for a second then, Skull Probe. That would have been fun. Oh no, you've replaced it. Oh right, because you've got your squad cap full, so you went for a rhino instead. Fair enough, we are going to rub faces against the regular squad as the Marines start ruining the regimental statue of the relic on the left-hand side. Scout Major is dead. Never really seen Scout Major surviving for very long. Praetorian Guard have got quite a selection of characters to make use of, but some of them don't really shine as much as you'd hope. Bomb's been thrown towards the Rhino transport as a push has been made towards the base. A Chimera with a twinling Gatling gun breaking down the Marines. Slowly but surely. Are you doing AoE damage? Looks like it for a second there. Oh, you've got two guns. The guns were firing at different targets. Okay, fair enough. Wondering for a second then. And the question is for the veteran, the Fallen Angels is, do you continue trying to push into the Praetorian Guard's base, or do you come back to defend? Here's some Raptor veterans. We're jumping onto the faces of the regulars, but the Griffin Heavy Mortar Carrier is definitely public enemy number one here of an anti-tank team for any shenanigans coming their way. And the Raptors are starting to go to the northern side, doing what damage they can. Suppose your idea here could be move your Rhino transport in up and close, drop them outside the heavy mortar carrier, hold the Rhino away, let the Marines kill everything. That is not the case. That's not what's happening here. Once again focus on that vehicle forge. We've got more orc bunkers. In fact, a grand total of about 4 in total once that last one's built up. Well, they've killed the vehicle forge, but there's still vehicles to fight. Chimera is kaputted, but so is the Rhino transport. And now the oddly shaped Hermes pattern Sentinel. On the Discord, we do have a very specific name for this, but I'm not going to say what it is on the channel for obvious reasons. If you know, you know. And I like videos remaining monetized, so you do with that information what you will. Tongan still chilling out over here, preventing the Fallen Angels from capturing this strategic point. Current economy is 83 and 60 compared to 128 and 79. Yeah, could really do with getting these Sentinel posts upgraded. Really feeling that the loss of this one as well. And the Praetorian Guard being able to capture and build upon this one. Here comes a Dreadnought. Took it a while to get out, but maybe a little bit too little too late. He needs to start punching this anti-tank team as soon as humanly possible. He's already on half health at the moment. There's one guy flying, does a little spin. There we go, gets involved. Keeps them on the move, but loses a significant amount of health in the process. Can't quite keep up with them. There we go, one perk. And they're killed. Green veterans moving on in force. Guide being cast on the regular section. And with that, a delicate defensive line, or siege line even. And it's broken down pretty quickly. Griffin Mortar poked to death by the Dreadnought. And the Soldier's Mess is about to go down as well. Here comes a Vulture gunship, quite a powerful piece of kit. As far as the aircraft go, able to turn its hand to infantry and vehicles. Got to come and finish off the Dreadnought. But melter guns everywhere, definitely want to get that Vulture gunship back on. Although, mind you, the Praetorian have got plenty of money, so why not? Why not throw things to the wind? If you've got throwaway money, why not use it? You rebuilt your thingy-me-doodad. You have rebuilt the vehicle forge in the corner. Now got the regulars inside the heavy cover. Just one squadron to fend off the forces of chaos, not chaos, depends on who you ask. And they've also got a besieging force on the left-hand side as well. Fallen Angels not catching a break here. Always on the defensive. Rhino Transport going to deposit a Havoc veteran squad. Then put them back in. There we go. Open fire, kill that anti-tank team ASAP. Very quickly. Do they get taken down? Oh, it's a massacre. Can't underestimate how absolutely, utterly fragile the Praetorian Guard are. Can blow them down with a stiff breeze. And this is just a selection of standard bearers. All armed with plasma pistols. A sad trumpet being sounded as the last of those lads are taken to Death Town. We are now seeing Uncommon Valor, just to inspire the men more. The Grenadiers section. Also Tier 4 has finished. Glorious little song in the background. Rule Praetoria. Praetoria rules that, not waves, would it be? It'd be space? I suppose it was space, wouldn't it? Doesn't quite have the same ring to it though, does it? Doesn't quite roll off the tongue. At the moment, everyone just calming down a bit. We're just chilling out. Taking a bit of a breather. And we are going to see a whirlwind, so a bit of artillery. And also an orbital elevator. So maybe some Terminators or some deep striking things on the go for them. The Hermes Pattern Sentinel being a bit of a mischief in the centre. Yeah, there we go. He's got a Rhino as well for his troubles. But it's fairly even, army-wise. Still, Praetorian Guard favoured as they do have the economy. And also they're in Tier 4 as well. But the Fallen Angels do have the capacity for greatness. They've got the Melter Guns, they've got the Havocs. If they could get one really good strike inside the base, they can send the Praetorian back a couple of tiers. Vulture gunship gradually being brought down low, but the Marine veterans almost been taken out themselves. Vulture gunship has been destroyed. And here comes a tank commander, the Vanquisher variant. Surprised that we've not seen these anytime earlier. What else coming from you? You're going to go for a Shadow Sword. That's a relic unit. Basically one-shots vehicles. It's effectively an anti-Titan kind of tank. A huge barrel. Plenty of guns on him. It's not looking all that well for the Fallen Angels here. They've got their whirlwind out there. I'm going to go for a fistful of Rhino transports. Moving on to the right as the Praetorians move on to the left.
Get in line, you steaming bastards. Up it.
Tank commander has finished. Good lord, that huge explosion knocking the regular sections out and about every which way. Rhino goes down. Whirlwind wants to avoid any kind of ranged engagements. There's that Shadow Sword. Takes a while to recharge that cannon, but once it fires... There we go, look at that, just almost one-shotting a Rhino transport. And we've got the... we've got that little campfire going on with these standard bearers surrounding the repurposed warp generator. But GG thrown out by Coucoula. And there we are, so quite an exciting game between two factions that we don't often get to see going up against each other. So a couple of faux pas from the Fallen Angels. I would say that they've probably threw away a couple more units than they necessarily needed to. Could have definitely benefited from a more concise attack pattern, maybe going from one direction and trying to break down the regimental statues and holding that position on the edge of the river. Kind of like what the Praetorian Guard did over here, just to deny a bit of economy. Maybe trying to focus on the map control and denying the relics as well could have done them some benefits. But then we go. I mean, the Fallen Angels, they're an odd faction. I don't think they're necessarily in a good place at the moment. Being a hybrid faction of being like a quasi-Imperial Guard-esque style and being an Adeptus Astartes kind of faction, they're in an odd place. I'm not sure how I feel about them, really. So I don't know how comfortable Coucoula was with them. But there we go. So anyway, so cheers, boys and girls, watching at home. And if you want to support the channel, have a look at the old Patreon. £1 a month gets you one game a week. And there's also Discord, where Discord things happen. Links in the description as always. As been Mr. Landshark, pleasure's always never short. And I'll see you in a bit. Peace.